Hi guys, I'm going to do a look today. It's going to be, I wore it on the weekend on a night out at it, so I'm going to just recreate what I did that night. I've already started with some foundation and I'm still using my Mineralize Skin Finish by MAC, which I'm NC50, so I've already put that on as my sort of base, and I've also filled in my brows with MAC cork, an angled brush to do that. So I'm going to move on to the liner. I'm going to be using a Clinique gel cream liner because it's sort of, I usually use a liquid liner, but for a night out this holds better and lasts longer, so I'm going to get cracking with that and put that on. And I'm going to be using a Sigma small eyeliner brush. I think this is E10, so yeah, it's a lot thinner to get the right sort of angle. So you sort of just load up your brush. It's quite difficult to perfect, but I suppose if you play around with it enough you can get a sort of grip on it. So I'm going to just start gently in the corner of my eye. It's a thicker look than I'd usually wear, but it was sort of a night out. So you can always just add more, but I suppose just build it up gradually. It's quite a strange sensation, like not sensation, but it's quite a different sort of, not material, or sort of a material to use because it's creamier. So. But the Clinique one is probably one of the best liquid liners to buy because I know that the MAC ones dry out quite quickly, and this has got a really good lid on it that keeps, because if you do let air get into it, it will crack and sort of harden, so you want them to always be soft and stay soft. So I've lined my other eye now. I'm just going to apply the mascara before I put the lashes on. So I'm using MAC False Lash mascara. So I'm just going to apply a generous amount of this. Right, so I've just finished applying my mascara. It's really, I do enjoy using this mascara. I find that if you use like smaller strokes when applying it, your eyelashes don't clump and they do give quite a good length, and I find that it does work really well when I'm applying false lashes on top. So I'm going to move on to that next. And the lashes I'm using today are Ardell, this is the box they came in, Ardell fashion lashes, I think they're American, and these are the actual ones they're called Demi wisp. Black, and they're quite good because they sort of wisp out at the end, so it gives you sort of a cat's eye effect. So I'm going to go on with them. Right, so I'm going to add this duo adhesive glue I got from MAC, and the lashes that I'm using I've used before. I bought them from Boots. They're about £5.20 I think. I think that's sort of on average what you'd spend on a pair of lashes, but the brand themselves I think are quite good, and I like the effect. I said it does say on the box 100% human hair, which took me off a little bit, but I do think it gives a different sort of effect to your eye, and they do look more fanned and more natural. I'm just going to go ahead and apply the glue along the rim of the lashes. Just not too much. It's quite difficult if you have to have a sort of steady hand, but you just want like a little line. They're still quite tacky as well because they've been stuck to their board. So you let the glue get tacky, give it a couple of maybe 15 to 30 seconds. So you can blow on it if you want, but I wouldn't, if you were putting them on anyone else, I wouldn't blow on it. So just do that. And then I find it can be quite difficult to apply false lashes, but to look, if you have a mirror in front of you, which I have here, look down, and you can always use the tweezers in your fingers to help, like place where you think it should be, so obviously the end, towards the end bit. So just push it down. I like to use the nib of the tweezers just to help yourself do that, so just get those edges down. I know the glue's white, but it does dry clear, so don't be worried about that. And then just make sure once you've got those edges down that it's secure, so I just like to touch the edge again. And just make sure the whole strip is lying flat on your eye. And because you've got the liquid liner there, it sort of hides where the lashes sit along your eyelid, so they don't have to be tight to your lashes, because you also have that sort of gap to fill in with the liquid line, with the gel liner we used earlier. So sort of it gives you that little cheat almost, and that little bit of gap, so if you can fill it in, so you don't have to get it almost on your eye sort of thing. You can be a little bit away if you sort of can't get it into that little point at that time. So it shouldn't take too long to dry, but just make sure it is secure against your eye. Right, so I've got those Ardell lashes on now, and they're sort of, the glue's set, and it's not, you can see it's not white anymore, hopefully. So yeah, it's drying. So I'm going to move on to concealing under my eyes. I'm using MAC Select Moisture Cover in NC45. So I'm just going to dab some of this under my eyes just to lighten me up a bit. I like this concealer because it's quite light and sort of just gives you, it doesn't look super noticeable or sort of super white under my eyes, but I don't think that always is a good look for me personally. So just dab that in with my concealer brush. And it can be good if you have any sort of mascara that's fallen underneath your eye, that sort of neatens it up for you. So then I'm going to move on to my cheekbones. I'm going to add a little bit of strobe cream. It's sort of an illuminator, and it's like a sort of moisturising cream, but it's got like glitter, sort of glitter and a shimmer to it. It's not too much, I don't find. So I'm just going to rub some of this into my cheeks and sort of along my cheekbone, my sort of cheekbone area, underneath my eyebrow as well. Do the other side. It's got quite a nice smell to it as well, this, so I like using this. And then any leftover bit I'll just roll across my nose. And then I'm going to move on to my blusher. I'm using Posey by MAC, and this is a blush cream, so it gives you a dewier effect because it's more moisturised, it's more moisture, I suppose. I'm just going to roll this on, sort of working with the strobe cream to sort of rub it in, so you can either use a brush or your finger, whatever you prefer. Add a little bit at the top, just where I applied the strobe cream to begin with. So just rub this in. And then, yeah, so it's not too pink, but it just gives you some sort of flush to your cheeks. And then I'm going to move on to my lips now. They're a bit dry, so I'm just going to add a little bit of balm. This is just a cheap sort of Boots one. I think this is raspberry lip balm. I like the smell of these. I think you can get strawberry and other flavours, but so I'm just going to apply some of this while I prep my lip brush, just so my lips aren't so dry, because I think the time of the year can lead for your lips to be dry. The colour I'm using for this is MAC Red. It's a satin finish, so that's good for keeping your lips moisturised throughout the evening. So I'm just going to apply it onto my Sigma lip brush. Just going to load it up onto here. And just brush it across. I sort of tend to use the red lipstick. I think I like the look. You can dress something up if you're not wearing an outfit that's too dressy. So depending the finish you want, you can just build it up to get a real red lip, or if you wanted something a bit subtler, more of a stain, just leave yourself with one coat. But I think I'm going to coat it up a few times so it's quite a bright colour. You can also use your finger just to sort of dab it on if you're... So I like to, depends what works for you best really. So I finished with the lip. It's a satin finish, so it gives quite a nice shine and keeps your lips hydrated throughout the night, which I think is quite handy. And I'm going to move on to just quickly powdering. So I'm going to be using MAC's Prep and Prime Finishing Translucent Powder. So it's good for all skin types because it's like a white, almost baby sort of powder. So it comes out white on your brush, so you just do it along your T-zone. So I find my forehead, along my nose and then around my mouth, just because obviously I've highlighted my cheeks with the strobe cream, and the Posey blusher was a creme sort of blush. So I'm not going to powder here, otherwise it sort of defeats the purpose of putting a highlighter on. So I've left that as it is, and I would just powder around my nose and chin and mouth. I hope this has been a helpful video for you guys, and I hope if you're going on a night out you have an enjoyable time. So take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.